Hello and welcome to a 50-cent tour of Monday, July 1st, 2013. Please find a seat on the Liberty Bus and we will begin our tour. Since it is Independence Week, I'll call it, and I probably won't do a video on Friday. I definitely won't on Thursday because the Liberty Bus does not run on holidays. I don't think the Liberty Bus is going to run on Friday either. And this week, instead of just looking at the news, I shouldn't say just looking at the news, but instead of the more close view, sometimes you have to choose between looking at the forest and looking at the trees. And typically, we look at the trees on the Liberty Bus. But I want to spend a little time this week looking at the forest. And today I want to give a little bit of just background, some information on conspiracies and where our country really is. And tomorrow and Wednesday I will take a look at the Republic and what has happened to it, how the government exists, what form it's currently in. And Wednesday I will probably take a look at banking, which is really what has happened to our country has been moved by money for the most part. So just as a frame of reference, I have this video that was banned from YouTube about the Founding Fathers. And just as a kind of a refresher of what has American life traditionally been, what were the intentions of the founders, what is the real identity of America. And this is a joke, but it kind of frames it fairly well. So moving right into some conspiracies, and I'm not using the phrase conspiracy theories because these are conspiracies. Calling it a theory doesn't make it not true. Sirhan, the Manchurian candidate, and CIA mind control experiments. And this is part 1 of 3, but if you want to spend the time, that's great. It's just that the fact that our government does these kinds of things, and maybe not specific government, but these things are done under the auspices and through the use of resources of our nation, of the United States of America. Conspiracy theory with Jesse Ventura, JFK assassination. And what I ultimately want to do is remind all of us of what has been done and how far removed it is from the principles, just the basic principles of common law on which this country was founded. And I'm doing a refresher class for real estate, and I was studying the ethics portion a little over the weekend, and I was really surprised, I guess, to see that in California, the Department of Real Estate, officially their stance is that the foundation of real estate ethics is common law, and basically do unto others as you would have them do unto you, the golden rule. This is our foundation. Even organizations like the Department of Real Estate, now, do they function that way? No. But this is their stated foundation. And as we remember some of these scandals, some of these conspiracies in our country, as I said, that have accessed resources that tax dollars pay for, like the CIA and just these people, government resources were used in these scandals. And this is just another JFK. James Files shot JFK from the grassy knoll. James Files, if you listen to this, if you listen to the whole Files documentary, the man was, he was kind of CIA, kind of mafia. And according to him, there's not a clear line of delineation. They're kind of all the same thing. And he's, you know, this is basically his confession, and it's very interesting to hear. And as I said, I just want to go back and look at some of the things that have been done in your name and in my name in this country. The false flag Gulf of Tonkin incident, Vietnam, and I've been mentioning the movie Branded, and the reason is because this isn't really a spoiler, because this happens in the first, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes of the movie. There's a marketing genius who tells people that they can craft public opinion if they're willing to, you know, he says, how far are you willing to go? And he basically tells them how they can craft public opinion by putting a young woman into a coma and other just nasty tricks. And these nasty tricks have been played on you so that played on your heartstrings, basically, to draw you into a path that where these people in power have already determined they want you to walk, so that you feel as if you're choosing something, you feel as if you're processing and making a choice, but your emotions are being manipulated. And that's what false flags are all about. Here we have the granddaddy, more than 2 hour terror storm, a history of government-sponsored terrorism. And there's an end to this, and by an end I don't mean this is ending. I mean, this is a means to an end. These terror attacks, they are trying to get you to respond in a certain way. And just off the corner here, I see Reflections and Warnings, an interview with Aaron Russo. Really, just one of my favorite Liberty guys, for many reasons, but that's not the subject we're on today. So, Obama admits Fast and Furious as cause of Mexican gun violence. Fast and Furious, yet another conspiracy in our government, a real conspiracy, that the stated goal is something that is, they're playing a trick on the public. And I also looked at Iran-Contra. I just want to remind everybody, I'm not picking on Obama. I looked at some Iran-Contra videos, and they didn't seem to fit with, you know, where I'm really going here. Not because they attack Reagan, not because they expose Republicans. I am fully aware and cognizant of the fact that Republicans have been complicit. And my gosh, that's a vast understatement. They've been, in many instances, the mastermind. And, you know, Obama is just seeing through something that was already started. That doesn't make him innocent, that doesn't make it right, but I'm just stating, I realize this is not strictly about Democrats. This is about the government being taken over. This is about government conspiracies against the American people. Operation Trojan Horse, Manchurian candidates, and this, of course, is a lady who was a MK Ultra, Project Monarch, mind control slave. And just, you know, these stories are remarkable. If you've never read the books of Kathy O'Brien and Bryce Taylor, I hope that you at some point have an opportunity, because it just exposes so much about how our government has operated behind closed doors for the last, I don't know, 3 to 4 decades. And I realize this isn't strictly about Americans, but I'm just putting this out there because David Icke is such a thorough researcher. And I just, this is the people, this is the kind of people that we're dealing with. And I just really want us to remember that. Margaret Sanger's eugenic legacy, abortion and Planned Parenthood. Again, I want us to remember where we actually are now. We think of ourselves as free. We think of ourselves as a bastion of liberty and justice. We're not. We've become, a dark cave filled with dragons in many respects. Particularly our government has. And this history of the Illuminati, secret societies, and mind control with Fritz Springmeier. Fritz Springmeier, beautiful Christian man, really one of the people who can help the most in understanding the motivations of these people, their background, the people who have taken over our country. And I hope that we can see how far we've come from the intentions of the Founding Fathers. And as we celebrate the anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence this week, I hope that we can have a passionate desire for a restoration of that level of independence, that we no longer be under the thumb of these crazy, insane dictators, really, essentially. And I'm not referring just to the people in government. I'm referring to those who are a level back from that. I'm not even going to say a level higher because they are some of the lowest of the low. The Daily Tour is a presentation of She Who Will Walk in the Dark Productions, and we thank you for joining us for today's tour. The dawn is coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and insist on liberty.